In this video, I'm going to be reviewing and demonstrating the Blackstar Dept 10 Boost pedal. I've had this pedal for a couple of months now. I bought it a few months ago, and I bought it with the intention of wanting to simplify my live rig. And for me, an essential part of my live rig, one of the most essential parts actually, is a boost pedal. I use boosts all of the time when I'm going into leads on certain pieces that I play. So I came across this this Dept 10 boost pedal by Blackstar when I was in a local guitar shop, and I fell in love with the look of it, and it's a valve pedal as well. It has a valve built into it, which is cool. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. We'll find out. I've already unboxed it. I've not used it yet, but I have unboxed it, and the box will be going straight into the bin because I don't keep boxes. Anyway, looking at it, it's nice and simple, so it should be dead straightforward and a nice quick video for you to know whether you want to purchase this this pedal or not. It's got 3 knobs on the front of it. You've got boost, low, and high. So I'd imagine you can cut or add to the low frequencies, and the same thing with the high as well. So if you want like more of a liquidy sound to come through when you hit that boost, then you would dial down the high or dial up the low. Or if you want it to cut through more, then slightly down with the low and up with the high. And obviously it's got a boost control so that you can actually control how much louder it boosts it by. I generally like to boost by about 3 to 4 decibels, just so it kind of comes slightly above the live mix when I'm playing. And then it's just got a nice metal stud for you to push. The metal stud, unfortunately, doesn't have a click to it. It's just, it feels nice. It pushes and releases, but it doesn't have a clicky sound to it. You've got an output on one side of it and an input on the other side. Nice and simple. It's powered by a 9-volt power supply, which the pedal actually comes with as well, which is handy because a power supply like that is normally about £15-20 by itself, which in dollars about $35, $30, something like that. Although you can use a separate power supply that powers all of your pedals as long as it's 9 volts. Anyway, let's get stuck in. I'm going to let you hear it going into one of my Blackstar Dept 10 preamp pedals, and then straight into Logic, and I'm just going to be using the cab simulator that's built into the Blackstar Dept 10 preamp pedal. Keep it nice and simple and straightforward, and I'm just going to turn knobs for you to hear how it sounds. So I'm going to do this in 2 ways. I'm going to test the boost on a clean channel, and then I'm going to test the boost on a crunch channel so you can hear it with a bit of lead guitar as well. So first of all, on a kind of like just generic cleanish channel, and I'm using an Ibanez guitar with coils split to single coil mode. Now I'm going to engage the boost. And I'm going to bring the volume of the boost up whilst I play. So that's gone up quite significantly in volume, and it's only halfway there. It's at the point where it's starting to add gain to it as well now. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because most of the time you'd normally use a boost more with lead stuff anyway than you would with kind of chordy stuff. Let's see what it's like with the boost. I'm going to just get to the breaking point just before it starts adding gain. So about there, and just so you can hear what it's like without the boost on now, and with the boost on. So we've got a significant boost there. One thing that I don't really like is that this LED, this orange LED on the boost, it's not very bright. You would see it on stage in the dark, but it's not bright, not compared to the LEDs on this pedal here that light up. Now that we've got it at breaking point, let's just try rolling the low end off, rolling it up, and then rolling the high end off and rolling that up, so you can hear what a difference that makes. So that high one, when you bring it up, does make it cut through a little bit more, I feel. So let's try it now. We'll keep the boost at a similar level. Let's try it on a distorted channel next. Same way. I'll start with the boost low. And I'm going to go to humbucker mode on this channel. And start turning the boost up. I'll go up a little bit. It's quite a bit louder there, just so you can hear. I'm going to chime a chord, turn it off, and then turn it back on. For me, that I would need that louder still. And then I'm going to keep it central-ish. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let you hear it with some kind of like held lead notes. Now I'm going to roll off the low and roll it up. Now I'm going to do the high. So I've turned the amp channel down a bit just because it seems to be adding more gain than it does actually volume to me. So I've turned the amp channel down to see what it's like now if I boost it. Question is now, what are my thoughts on the Blackstar Dept 10 boost pedal? After testing it the way that I did, it seems to add more gain / distortion as opposed to volume. However, I did notice that on the clean channel, it did add drastic amounts of volume where needed. On the distorted channel of the amp though, to me, it didn't sound like it added much in terms of volume. It sounded like it added a lot more gain or distortion. I do feel like I should test this live, which I'm going to anyway. And if my thoughts change and I realize that it actually adds a lot more volume live, then I will update this video. Do I think it's worth buying? Well, at the current time of this video, this pedal's £139, which is about $180, I'm just going to guess. Maybe, might be less actually, it might be $170, $160. For me personally, it's definitely worth buying for me because there's been so many situations that I've been in where I've needed a little bit more gain when it comes to my lead playing anyway. So with regards to my rhythm playing, I don't like too much of it because to me it sounds like it gets a little bit lost and fuzzy when there's too much of it. Like the breaking point of distortion where it's just gainy. But when it comes to lead, it might be lacking that distortion that I need. So that boost with distortion or overdrive would come in very handy. So I'm going to test it live and see how it goes with that as well. But personally, I do feel like it's worth the money. The high knob will actually help me out a lot as well for making lead parts cut through a lot more when I'm playing. I did notice that makes a difference when you're playing with the high knob, especially when you're going fairly high with it. It'll make your high notes, your high strings cut through a lot more when you're playing lead. It is worth the money. I think it's a great pedal. I am going to test it live. Keep on rocking. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below.